How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. So we got Mike Hoffman here. He's hitting free agency. He's hitting at the age of 30. He's going to be, 31 when the season actually does end up starting here. Hoffman has scored 22 or more goals in each of the last 6 seasons. Every season, really, that he's ever completed a full season in throughout his career here. And not to mention, he's put up 56 or more points in each of the past 5 seasons. That being said, both of those categories would have led the Columbus Blue Jackets offensively last season. A season where I think the Blue Jackets, they really did impress a lot of people this season. I think a lot of people were counting them out. They was going to have maybe an interim rebuild or whatever road you wanted to go down there. It didn't end up being the case because of how well this defense played. So now you look at the Blue Jackets and I think you say, hey, guess what? Clock's ticking, fellas. You got Werenski, you got Jones. Now Werenski being RFA, but Werenski, you got Jones. 2 years from now, contracts are up. You got Savard, contracts up after this year. You got the, core of this defense, the core of this team. And they're in jeopardy of being here. You want to believe they'll all be here? Sure. But at the time being, you have to look and say, this is the best we got right now. And we have to try to build around those guys and try to win right now, I think. And for that reason, that's why you say, guess what? Mike Hoffman, offense, anybody out there at all know how to score a goal, will take them. No questions about it if you're the Blue Jackets here. Because again, you look at the way the goaltending's played. You got the defense. I think this is a team that just needs some support on the offensive side here. And I think you look also they got 15 million cap space when Dubinsky goes back on long-term IR. That should end up being the case there, I would assume. And, you got to sign Dubois. Dubois got to be signed, but he ain't getting 15 mil a year. He might get, 7, 8? Let's say that might even be a lot, to be honest. We'll see what Dubois gets, but that's saying, the highest he'd get there. You're still leaving plenty of room in that cap, or of room under the cap, I should say. There, we'll get it out properly. Plenty of room under the cap there for these Blue Jackets to go out there and sign a guy like Hoffman. I think the bigger question, brought up here is, will Hoffman play here? His agent's already made it known, multiple times, like, hey, Hoffman will happily go out there, sign a short-term deal. 1 year, not a big deal. 2 year, not a 1 year, 2 year, not a big deal. Whatever. Why? Because everything going on in the world. They want to see how the salary cap, the teams play out. And it's not a good year for free agency. A lot of players feel like, so they're going to bet on themselves, play 1 year, play 2 years, like Taylor Hall did, and hope next year the cap situation, the economic situation, everything related to the NHL is kind of figured out there. And then you could say, all right, okay, we're good. Now we'll take our long-term deal and get paid. So for that reason, it's like, okay, that probably helps the Blue Jackets more. They're not tied down to a long-term deal. The issue becomes is Hoffman wants to, obviously, if you're going to play 1 year, you want to put yourself in the best position possible to put up your career year, because you put up a career year, you're going to get paid like it. That's just, that's how sports and contract years work for the most part. So he wants to go out there and find a team that is going to put him in that best position. I don't know if, will the Blue Jackets do that for him? There's a couple ways you can look at it and say, well, if he goes on another team, even if it's a really good team, they might throw him on the second line and he's not playing with their stud players anyway, and he still has to produce on his own. Meanwhile, I think you say on the Blue Jackets, there's a pretty good chance he would play with a guy like Pierre-Luc Dubois, who can obviously offer this guy a lot of support on that top line. A top line that, he's going to see a lot of minutes. We'll see the power play. That's going to help him. I think he played, 17 minutes or so a night. He's probably going to get 19 or 20 on the Blue Jackets, if I had to guess, being a top line guy here. And that might actually just help him even more. So I can really see, even though it's the Blue Jackets, not a potent offense, I can see the want for Hoffman to be with the Blue Jackets for a year here. We'll see. Again, I think it's something the Blue Jackets, no questions about it, they chase if he wants to come. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It is what it is. But you got to try to, improve this offense if you can here. That's our thoughts. Love to hear you guys as always. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.